qualification of Brand Esports?
I'll go first. For us, I think it's beneficial because Sentinels had already one LAN event and they are used to it. For us, playing as many games as we can is much better because I feel like we will get stronger as the tournament continues. I think F4Q is a team that you need to watch out for because they play really boldly. So you need to do the homework and just play properly to be able to beat them because they are good. And Sentinels is a seed 1 of NA, current champions of Masters. So obviously they are the favorites. The pressure's on them. We're 4th seed of Europe and we want to play as much as we can against them so we can get better and better and we win the tournament in the end.
Thank you.
And then I'll say from my side personally, I'll just enjoy playing as many games as possible and also adapting to the new teams here. And just the chance to play more games, get even more like accustomed to the LAN play will just be nice for us.
This next question is for Shazam from the Score Esports. What do you think about people trying to discredit your IGL abilities by saying that Sentinels just has the best players in each role?
Yeah, I've definitely read that or heard that from people, but it's I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me because this team, we made it outside of Tyson before the game was even released. Before we even knew what the roles were or anything. It was impossible back then to know who the best players in every role was. So it's impossible to say that, you know, we just put together a team of superstar players. I think the players put the work in and they molded into the best at each role. But it's the other teams that are constantly making roster changes, trying to sign big contracts for superstar teams that can't find the same success that we did from like a roster originally on. Obviously Tyson was a superstar talent we brought on, but yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me, but it's fine as long as we continue to do what we have to. It's okay.
This next question is for Tens from Mais Esports. Did Sentinels scrim some Brazilian teams? What are your opinions about them?
We haven't scrimmed that much yet, so we have not scrimmed the Brazilian teams yet.
This next question is for Mixwell from VLR.gg. How fast is Kellogg's improving? Is he a future superstar?
I think Kellogg's is improving really fast. The good thing about him is that he's humble. Being a young player and being humble, listening to the people with more experience is important, and he's been doing that since the start. And of course, if he keeps improving, he is going to become a superstar. But I don't want to put too much pressure on him, to be honest. He just needs to do what he has to do, enjoy the tournament, and grow slowly.
This next question is for the Sentinels players from VLR.gg, from Diego Secaria Santos. From your short time practicing in Berlin, how do you feel the other regions' playstyles have changed, and will it affect your playstyle?
So far, we've only actually had 1 day of practice. Scrimming mostly the European teams. I think that it's a bit similar to the case in Iceland. I always thought that the region was strong and they matched up pretty well versus us. I think we also played was it Vision Strikers? And that was still a close matchup as well. I think that I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. I think that they should have a pretty solid run. I think that they're a good team.
This next question is from Mixwell from Feng Bao Nai Ba in China. We all know that your agent's pick has changed a lot since the G2 player changes. Could you share with us what made you try to pick Killjoy instead of Jett in recent matches?
Jacob was playing Sentinel before in our team. He benched himself because he wasn't feeling very good. So we went for a new replacements, and we didn't find someone that could replace him in his role. So we went for a Jett main. And when he joined, the plan wasn't that I was going to stop playing Jett. But in the end, I decided that he should play Jett always and grow as a Jett main. And I will play anything the team needs, because I've been playing the game for a long time and I've been competing for a long time. And I don't care about the spotlight or anything. I don't care about that. I just care about winning. And I thought that it was the best for the team, and I did that.
Thank you. This next question is for Shazam from Josh Wilkinson of PlatChat. Based on your scouting, prep, and scrims, do you think the level of competition has increased since Iceland?
Yeah, I think so. I think teams are only going to continue to get better as each tournament goes on. I definitely think the teams are cleaning up their gameplay, and the details are starting to matter much more and more, even with the NA teams within our own region. So I expect a more competitive tournament than Iceland for sure.
This next question is for Mixwell. After a disappointing performance in Stage 2, G2 Esports has made some changes in their Valorant roster, and now you are going to participate in Masters. How are you guys synchronized yourselves in this short period of time? And this was from Sportskita Rishab Chakladar.
I think the synergy inside the team is really good. I think we like each other. We work every day together, and we don't have many issues. We have a dedicated IGL, which we didn't have before. Our coaching staff that also is doing a good job, and just disciplined players, really disciplined players that want to win. So even if we didn't have too much time to, as much as other teams, we did a good job, and we're not in our best level yet, but I feel like we have what we need to be the best team in the world.
This will be the final pre-submitted questions. It is from Josh Wilkinson of PlatChat to Shazam. Which team do you think is most likely to meet you in the grand finals?
Oh man, this is a tough one. In all honesty, I think it's going to be another European team in the grand finals. Whichever one. I haven't had a chance to play SN yet. I think they're strong. Gambit is looking really good too, and obviously we could see a rematch with G2 eventually. But as much as like NA Pride is there, I think the European region is really strong.
Thank you. We will now pivot to live questions. The first question will come from Halo of Thoughts. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi guys, just a quick question about the obviously the social media war that happened between Sentinels and G2. For you guys, how do you see that as you've gone into the event, and is there actually any form of rivalry between you two right now?
I think that's more so between the orgs. We have like no investment in that. I respect them as a team, and like especially Mixwell I've known for a while. So that's like more so like the orgs and the social media than the players, in all honesty.
Yeah, we think the same. It's mainly the orgs. It's no bad blood between us, I guess. Like it's mainly orgs. Yeah.
Tyson is my ex-teammate, and I like him a lot. So if you read something, even me, if I tweet something that is mean, don't take it too personal.
I like Oscar too.
Thank you. Our next question will be from Shay Robertson of Deserto. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, this question is for Mixwell. I'm just wondering, what is the biggest weakness you see in North American Valorant and the teams here?
Biggest weakness. I think they are a bit cocky. That's their biggest weakness.
Our next question will be from Dustin Steiner of esports.gg. Please unmute yourself.
This question is for Shazam and Mixwell. What do you guys think about F4Q and your competition in Group D? And do you guys think you'll both make it out?
I think F4Q is not a team to be underestimated. If you don't do your homework, I feel like they're the kind of team that'll catch you off guard. So we're definitely going to go in with a lot of prep. And I think obviously though, at the end of the day, us and G2 are the favorites, and I still see us advancing.
Yeah, I also think that F4Q is a team that you need to do the homework, like I said before, because they come here as a team that I feel like they play with balls, like really ballsy. And you need to enter the match strong since the start. And if we do that and we do our homework, I think we can win. And against Sentinels, like I said before, they are #1 team in the world, so should be a tough match. But we're also confident that we can win that one, and we will try to get seed 1.
Our next question will be from Jack Marsh of GG Recon. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi guys, my question is for Shazam. After winning Masters 1 and 2, people are already considering Sentinels as like a dynasty team and calling it the Sentinels era. Do you believe Sentinels are a dynasty? And if not, what have you got to do to cement yourselves as one?
I definitely think so. I think we're the only team that has shown like true consistency throughout the year of all the regions completely, especially winning both Masters. But I don't know if it's safe to say dynasty yet or anything like that, or compared to like, some of the dynasties like CS until, we show up with the one here and ultimately champions is like our biggest goal. I think we're not too concerned to like creating an era for ourselves or anything. We're kind of taking it just tournament by tournament, qualifier by qualifier, and trying to do our best and continue to work hard.
Our next question will be from Augustin Rodriguez of Gaming Coffee. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, this question is for both teams. How do you see your rival in the match that awaits you? And how do you see yourself in the match?
Go ahead, Tyson.
I mean, as both teams, I guess, said, it's going to be a tough match. We're both top teams in our regions, so it's going to be hard for both of us, and whoever comes on top, who comes on top.
This next question will be from Prensa Valorant, Pablo Abarca. Please unmute yourself.
Go ahead.
We boot camped in Europe for a month to play the qualifier. Then we went back home. We kept practicing from home, and then we came here the 5th of September. So we've been in the hotel practicing as well, and we leave Valorant and we didn't do anything else for 1 month and a half.
Actually, after we qualified within NA, and the Challengers playoffs was over, there was a lot of like teams that were kind of not practicing, figuring out their rosters or whatever, just have nothing to play for. So it was pretty limited practice while in NA. We took a week off, and just people had time to do IRL stuff because we've had a really busy schedule this year before we leave for like a long trip. But since we came here, as soon as we had the opportunity to, we were like booking out scrims, trying to practice as much as we can, grinding ranked, and just falling into a routine that we normally have at home. So we're just trying to get in our groove.
This next question will be from Thomas Lee, early game.
Hey guys, I got a question for both teams. How do you think the meta will affect in this tournament? So are you scared of like maybe some surprises from different regions in terms of meta, in terms of agent picks? Are you scared of specific agents, or do you think there's a lot of potential to maybe surprise your enemy?
Yeah, I think as the game evolves, more agents are added and like playstyles change. There's a lot more different looks. At the beginning, people kind of followed similar looks, similar compositions and systems, but now like teams are coming up with very different styles of play. But I actually think that helps us as well because we're also experimenting with different compositions depending on the playstyle we want to approach or the teams that we play. So teams can't expect the same look from us always. So it goes hand in hand.
This next question will be from Mikhail Klementov from the Washington Post.
Hi, fellas. Apologies if this has been asked and answered already. Tuned in a couple minutes late. I wanted to ask how you found the accommodations in Berlin so far. How has the food been, the space, the PCs? I've heard some mixed reviews on social, so wanted to get your take. This is open to anyone.
Okay, I guess nobody else wants to talk. The PCs are definitely improved from Iceland. So I think the teams that were at Iceland that came here are pretty grateful of that. But the teams that didn't play in Iceland were also like complaining about the computers. But in all honesty, that those improved from last time. I think outside of that, like Berlin, like we're in a really nice area of the city, it feels like, and there's a lot of food options. So that's nice. I think the prac rooms, the only thing is like they get a little hot. You know, you've got a lot of computers running and a lot of people in a hotel room. And sometimes it's like cramped or the desk situation. But outside of that, I don't know. Yeah, the desks are a little questionable since they're like the hotel desks. Hopefully in the future they can like have a standard, maybe like, you know, just like a standard simple desk that we could use for the prac rooms. But outside of that, you kind of just have to make the best of it.
This next question will be from Alan Guy.
Hi, I'm Alan. I'm from China. My next question would be for Mixwell. So you have been interacting with Japanese fans on Twitter using hashtag or #Mixwell. So what are the thoughts of reaching out to your international fans, and why Japan is your first stop? Thank you.
I like Zeta a lot. I watch their documentaries, and I know their background. They come from CSGO as well. So I like them a lot. I also saw that Japanese people are really hyped about Valorant. So if you mix those two things, I just want to be close to them as well, because I like Japan. I wanna travel to Japan and see it by myself soon, and I just wanna take a taste of what it's like on social media.
This next question will be from Prati Dang from Sportskita.
Hello, my question will be to Shazam. I would like to know what sets Sentinels apart from other teams.
I think the biggest thing that contributes to like our consistency is the ability of all the players, like well-roundedness. People are willing to constantly change their agent or pick up on other roles and take their own initiative when they need to, lurk when they need to, make space and be selfless, or when they need to be selfish. It plays into the role. Like a game like Valorant, you need to be like really dynamic and versatile. And when you have like 5 players that are willing to take up any role, it makes it a lot easier to approach a game. And I think that's the best thing. Like when communication and everything else comes down to that, is like everyone's on the same page, and like the one goal is to win. So it definitely makes our lives easier.
This will be the final question of the press conference. It'll be from Dustin Steiner of esports.gg.
This question is for Shazam and Mixwell again. You guys have both been professionals in CSGO as well. Transitioning to Valorant, but you guys are now like on top of the world, kind of. Like what's that been like, coming from like a sort of a mid-tier situation in CSGO to being on top of Valorant? What are your feelings about that?
I think throughout my CSGO career, I've been in different tiers. I think when I was tier 1, my ambition was really high, and I was training every day to become the best player in the world. After I kind of reached that, my goals, I reached my goals, and I wasn't as motivated as before. And that kind of kills your level, because you don't do as much as you should. And then I went down. And when I switched to Valorant, it's a fresh start. And I'm doing everything I used to do, and even more, to become a better player, become a better professional, and just do things better in general. I think that's why I'm one of the best players in the world now, and I think I will continue to do so, because my goals are different, are not the same as in CSGO. They are much bigger now.
I pretty much agree with what Mixel said. I feel like I was in the same position too. After you like played for different teams, tried in this, found successes, found failures. I feel like it gets a bit exhausting, and CSGO as a game became stale itself, while Valorant did feel like a fresh start. Just like genuinely enjoying the game, feeling super motivated to play it, to figure it out, and to compete. It's just overall feels like a fresh start, and then it all comes down to like the motivation from yourself. Like you just want to be the best. You want to like start a new game, play with a group of guys that are also like on the same commitment level, and we just all have the same goal to like be the best.
Thank you to the players from Sentinels and G2. This will conclude the press conference. Please stand by as we get the additional players in from Gambit, Ascend, SMB, and Benkai. Thank you.
Y'all sit back and watch me speak. About to take over your screen. Talking bulls in 93. Talking mom, I'm on TV. Y'all know all I do is me. All I do is me. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and all I know, my money.
Gambit Nats, SMB Brave, Ascend Star XO, and PaperX Benkai. Press had the option to ask questions live or submit them in absentia ahead of the event. We will begin with pre-submitted questions. The first question is for Gambit Nats from Joshua Wilkinson of Platchat. Gambit have a reputation for destroying teams in scrims. During the recent win in Europe, the team also seemed to play better after qualifying for Berlin when the pressure was off. Did you feel more relaxed and able to play at your best in those games? Do you see nerves as an issue with your young roster?
I don't have any.
Go ahead.
Okay. About the question, I think we don't have any nervous about me. I'm gonna stay to myself. I'm playing the whole match like.
1 second. Can you take the mic next to you?
Yeah.
Two from your left.
There is a lot of water around.
Can you get some people?
Okay, about the question, can you repeat it, please? I forget already.
Gambit have a reputation for destroying teams in scrims. During the recent win in Europe, the team also seemed to play better after qualifying for Berlin when the pressure was off. Did you feel more relaxed and able to play at your best during those games? Do you see nerves as an issue with your young roster?
We already relaxed after the CIS region, after the match of the Team Liquid. I had a lot of confidence right now, and I think it's not going to be a lot of nervous like it was before, but the first match is going to be really interesting to see.
Thank you. The next question is for Brave and StarXO from Valorant Zone GC Media. Two of the best teams in Europe right now will face each other in the first match of Group A. Brave and StarXO, how do you feel about the draw?
I feel great. It's obviously very difficult to play EU team in the opening match, but we do our best and show good game.
Hello. I'm feeling bad because two EMEA teams are facing in the first. But we will show the good game and we will do our best. Yeah, that's it.
The next question is for StarXO from Joshua Wilkinson of PlatChat. At the last Masters, any teams were not playing Sky. Do you think she is now a must-pick agent? Does this give EMEA an advantage?
I think it all depends on the play style of a players. Like if you cannot play Sky, you just don't play it. But I think she's very strong now in the current meta, and it brings a lot of like aggressive stuff and also defensive stuff to your team. It all depends.
This next question is also for StarXO from Declan McLaughlin of Upcomer. How do you feel about playing Supermassive Blaze again in your group so soon after playing them in the Stage 3 Challengers playoffs?
As I said before, like it's interesting matchup to have it in first game, but yeah, it is what it is, and we just need to play it.
This next question is for Gambit Nats from Valorant Zone GC Media. Ariel Pellegrin Vasquez is the person who's asking. Analysts, commentators, and people in general are putting a lot of confidence into Gambit right now. Do you also and the others also, do you and also the other players feel any pressures to play at a high level?
Nope, I don't think so. Like as I said before, we had a pressure in the match before the Team Liquid, but after that, I guess it's going to be much easier than it was before.
The next question is for SMB Brave. This comes from VLR.GG, Diego Secaria Santos. How do you feel about such an explosive start to the team's career?
Kuvvetli, takımınız inanılmaz kuvvetli, inanılmaz hızlı ve patlayıcı bir şekilde başladı. Bununla ilgili neler düşünüyorsun?
I think I believe we have the talent to do that, and we are showing our talents now. But we still have something to improve, and we are trying to improve the way we play, and it's even gonna be stronger.
This next question is for Benkai from Dustin Steiner of Esports.gg. With Bren unable to attend, your team is the sole representatives from Southeast Asia. How does that affect your mentality and pressure you might be feeling coming into the event?
喂，会讲中文吗？我不No, I'm just kidding. I can speak English. Okay, so yeah, so when we found out that when we found out that Brent couldn't come, obviously it was a huge blow to Southeast Asia as the scene in general. Like it was really unfortunate, the situation. But I don't think it adds any pressure to the team because right now we are obviously the underdogs. And I feel like we have nothing to prove, but everyone else has a point to prove. Like the rest has to prove that they're the best. While we're really just here to really just try our best. And I don't think it plays a huge factor into our nerves. At least I'm trying to enforce it into the team that they shouldn't feel pressured to make a statement here. They should just be here to like have fun and just go with whatever comes. Yeah.
This next question is for StarXO from Josh Wilkinson of PlatChat. Ascend were anticipated to enter Berlin as the top seed from EMEA. Does the third place finish mean Ascend are weaker than expected, or SMB and Gambit are better than we thought?
I don't know. I think they're good enough to like compete in Berlin and show great potential of EU teams, and yeah, that's it. I don't really know what to answer.
This next question is for SMB Brave from Diego Santos of VLR.gg. Did the EMEA
Büyük finalde kaybetmeniz takımın moralini etkiledi mi? Yani seeding durumu da göz önünde bulundurulunca.
No, it didn't, because sometimes you have to lose to learn more your mistakes. It happened in the Turkish qualification. We lost early, and we learned a lot of things. We fix our mistakes faster, so it's gonna be same in here also.
The next question is for Benkai from WTM Today, Maria Ahmad. Between 1 and 10, what is the confidence level of Paper X as the Southeast Asia representative?
I would say it's a really high 15 right now, because when we went into our groups, we just saw that we are playing against Vision Strikers, which we play a lot in scrims, and they always like win us really badly, like 24-0. So last night we went into their rooms and we like broke some of their wrists. So I don't think the hotel really knows, but come Saturday, I don't think that I think that we're gonna probably win that match. Yeah.
This next question is for Nats from Alan Guy from China. During the EMEA Challenger playoffs, Gambit is seen as an underdog widely. For the Berlin Masters, do you still feel that your team is an underdog? What is the influence of being regarded as the underdog make you feel?
To be honest, we thought that we are underdogs, but a lot of analyst people said that we're gonna win EMEA. I don't know that they say that. But about Berlin, I don't think so that we are thinking that we are underdogs. We can show our performance for sure, and we'll try to do it. We have a lot of confidence right now, and we'll show our best.
Okay, and this will be the final pre-submitted question for Ben Kai, also from Alan Guy of China. As the only team from Southeast Asia in Berlin, what do you think the major difference between Southeast Asia and the Western teams in Valorant is?
So when you say Western, I assume you are referring to the EU and any region as a whole, right? All right, so in Southeast Asia, I would say they take practice a bit less seriously. Like sometimes they would just use it as ways to just boost their ego and not really practice anything. So in the end, they don't really learn anything. But as compared to, so we've had a couple of scrims already in the last few days. And I would say that it's a lot easier to apply theories that we come up with during practice over here than it is compared to Southeast Asia, because the ways that these Western teams react are how we think the game should be played as compared to Southeast Asia. Yeah.
We will now pivot to taking live questions from the audience. We will begin with Andres Puig from Alerta Geek in Chile. Please unmute your mic and ask the question.
Hi guys, it's Andres Puig from Alerta Chile. My question is for either Star XO or Brave. And what are your thoughts on the bracket draw? And do you think seeding matters if this can happen in future tournaments?
Is it on? Okay, it's on now. Kura çekimi hakkında, kura çekiminin sonuçları hakkında neler düşünüyorsun? Eğer önümüzdeki turnuvalarda da bu tarz bir kura çekimi gerçekleşecekse sence gerçekten seeding'in bir önemi var mı?
As I said before, I feel bad. I think two of EMEA teams shouldn't play in the first. Yeah, that's it. It could be better to see the group.
We will now go to Aaron Down from the Loadout.
Hello, gents. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Lovely. So my question is for Nats. Now, there have been a fair few comparisons made between yourself and Dapper from Sentinels. Obviously, you're both very, very prolific Sentinel players, play a mean Viper as well. I was just wondering what your take on those comparisons are and what you think about Dapper as a player.
He's a really good player for sure, and I think he's the best Sentinel right now, but I hope in this tournament we will decide who is the better one.
Our next question will be Halo from Halo of Thoughts.
Hi guys, this one's for Starkzo, Nats, and Brave. Obviously, going into the Challengers play-ins, there was a lot of talk about the meta and how Europe or EMEA seem to be reluctant to play Astra. Do you guys feel that she is actually a strong part of the meta right now? And if you have you had to make any adjustments to actually playing her?
I think Astra is really strong right now, not on every map though, but for me, everything depends on the team playstyle and if you can fit Astra into your own playstyle with the team. But she's definitely strong, and yeah, you can use her.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. Astra is really strong, but it depends from the player as well, because you have to react fastly on the situation. You have to take the orbs, use the abilities, and really hard because that hero has only 5, and you have to react on the map. What is going on? You have to listen to your teammates, and it's hard. But if you're gonna do right, you'll be really good on this agent, and it's really good for your team.
I agree with them. Astra has a lot of power on controlling the zones, but it also depends on your play style and on the map. But if I buff Astra, I will decrease the cooldowns. Cooldowns are too much for Astra, I think.
Okay, we will next go to Declan from Upcomer.
Hi, yeah, this is for Nats. I was just wondering what you thought about the triple initiator compositions that Havan Liberty has recently adopted on Bind and Ascent, and just triple initiator comps in general in Valorant.
Triple initiator, so that's interesting. Let me think about that. Can you give some examples, maybe? No?
Yeah, they play Sky, Sova, and then also KO sometimes, and then I forget the third initiator, sorry.
Oh, to be honest, that looks pretty good. You have the control of the whole map, and it's interesting, but you have to waste your abilities really good, I guess, because if you're gonna lose them, if you're gonna waste them, you don't have the information about the map, and you can't stop the opponents, and they will go in. If you're talking about the CT side, if you're talking about the T side, it looks good. You can control the drones. You have the drone. You have the dog. Also, you have the Chaos knives. You have a lot of flashes. It's good, but your team have to know how to play with that, and it's hard.
The next question will be from Dustin Steiner of esports.gg. Dustin, your mic is muted. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. This question is for StarXO and Brave. How do you guys feel about EMEA's place in the international landscape? Where do you guys see yourselves compared to the other regions?
Good. I think I don't know. I forgot question already, by the way, but I think EMEA teams. If you could repeat a bit.
Sure. Yeah. How do you guys feel about EMEA teams placement among the other teams internationally? How do you feel you compare strength wise?
Yeah, I think both of our three teams are very strong right now, and they're very strong. Okay, they're just very strong right now, and I think we will compete very good in this tournament, better than in NA.
I think if we compare our team play to NA, NA is more firepower. Okay, I'll talk about my team. My team also is playing with firepower, and we will make the difference. I think SMB will make the difference between EMEA and NA.
Yeah. The next question will be from Wesley Pereira from the Clutch Esports.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My question is for Ben K. With Brain's departure from the Masters, do you at Pepper Rex feel this is the time to able to show CS strange than ever before?
Huh? Can you please rephrase your question?
Okay. With Brain's departure from the Masters, do you at Pepper Rex feel this?
That's all.
I think we lost him.
I can repeat?
Yes, please.
Okay. With Bram's departure from the Masters, do you at Pepper Rex feel this is the time to able to show CS stranger than ever before?
Okay, I understand now. So you're asking me if now is a better time to show that Counter-Strike players from Southeast Asia is better at Masters? If that is your question, I would say I don't think this game can be played with how Counter-Strike was last time. It's a really different game and a really different approach. So I don't think we should have the mindset of playing it like Counter-Strike, because Valorant is a totally different ballpark, and we just have to adapt to what everyone else is doing right now. Because I would say as a region, Southeast Asia is behind. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question will be from Diego Santos from VLR.gg.
Hey, I've just got a question for everyone. I'd like to ask, what are some changes you guys would like to see for VCT next year? Any change is fair game, just no matter how drastic.
It's a good question, but I think everything is good right now, and I don't think so that we need some changes. It's good, in my opinion.
I can go. I guess it's the way that Riot is handling their tournament format right now. It's really commendable, especially for Southeast Asia, because when you compare it to other scenes like Counter-Strike and mainly Counter-Strike, Riot is a lot more involved with the entire world in terms of the regions. So you get to see a lot of teams come from Asia, because typically in Counter-Strike, you get maybe at least one or two teams at most from the entire Asia continent. But in Valorant, you get at least like 2 teams from Korea, 2 teams from Japan, 2 teams from Southeast Asia. So I think the way that Riot is handling right now, I wouldn't change it in terms of like giving everyone equal chances.
Slots can be better between CIS, EMEA, and the Turkish region. It can be changed. That's what I think.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Brandon from Run It Back.
Hi, this question is for Benkai. Just kind of following up on what you said regarding your region being a little behind. What do you think is the reason for that, and what can your region do to catch up?
I think the reason for that is just because esports in general isn't a very viable career option in Asia. Because in Asia, if you're Asian and you have Asian parents, you either become a doctor or a lawyer, or you're just like trash. So I think that's maybe one of the contributing factors into why Asia in general is behind. But also a lot of them, from what I've observed, they don't really have the right attitudes when approaching stuff like practice and taking it as a job. A lot of them take it as like a side hobby instead of an actual profession. So I feel if there was a way to summarize why Asia in general is behind, it's just because we have a lack in professionalism. Yeah.
The next question will be from Ariela Vasquez from Valorant Zone.
Hi guys, this one's for Nats. I would like to know if there's any team you want to play against in playoffs.
Yeah, I'm always saying the same teams. It's gonna be Sentinels and Vision Strikers. Only 2 of them.
The next question will be from Pablo Abarca from Prensa Valorant.
Thanks for Nats. How do you see yourselves against the other group?
How do I see myself against the other teams in group? I don't know. We feel confidence. We will try to show our performance. We will try to show our best. We didn't think so. We're ready to play it against every team because we are here and we're preparing for everybody. And we don't too scared to play against some other teams. We can play against each other.
The next question will be from Bruce Yang from Valorant Spike.
Hello, everyone. I have a question for the Benkai. For the first match, your team were against the Vision Strikes from the Korea region. Do you have any scrims or practice match with them before? Because 2 regions are very close, you know. Do you have any special strategy for them? Yeah, that's all. Thanks.
So we have been practicing Vision Strikers a lot. They are one of our main like practice buddies, because in Asia it's really hard to find a team that's on their level. And I think honestly, I feel like the rest of the teams here at this tournament should be scared of them because they are crazy sharp, like really, really crazy sharp. But in terms of preparation for our match on Saturday, we've already we've injured some of their hands last night, as I've said just now, and maybe later we're just gonna pour some water on their equipment and just like hope for the best on Saturday. Yeah.
The next question will be from Diego Santos, VLR.gg.
Oh, I forgot to remove my reaction. Sorry. I don't have anything.
Thank
My
you. The next question will then be from Manu Petito from Valorant Spain.
Hello, everyone. My question is for Nats and Benkai. You mainly play Sentinels like Killjoy or Cypher. Do you think the game right now needs another Sentinel agent? And if the answer is yes, what do you think that character needs to be a full and complete Sentinel? Thank you so much.
I think it's already enough. We have 3 Sentinels, it's Cypher, it's Killjoy, and I will say it's gonna be Viper as well. If you say we need one more, it depends from other agents, I guess. We don't need the 4 Sentinels right now. If the Riots will add some other agents, it will depend from it, I guess.
I agree with Nets as far as Sentinels are concerned, because I feel like Viper, Cypher, and Killjoy already have a very wide range of abilities, and I can't imagine of another agent that Riot could come up with that could supersede those abilities. So I feel like what we have right now in the pool is really enough.
The next question will be from Declan of Upcomer.
Yeah, this is for Brave. I was just wondering what you thought of the skill level of Zeta Division going into this tournament.
Zeta Division'ın yetenek seviyesi hakkında neler düşünüyorsun turnuva gelirken?
We played against them in Prax. I think they are good at using the skills. They're using the utilities very well. They can do surprise, but let's see.
And this question will be from Halo of Thoughts. This will be the final Zoom question.
Okay, so it's one for Brave. I just wanted to get his thoughts on how the sort of coach analyst Tanzik has helped them improve, because he obviously came in sort of during the qualifying stages, just to get his thoughts on just on how he's helped them out.
Tani elemeler sırasında aslında koçunuz size katıldı. Onun takıma katkılarından birazcık bahsedebilir misin? Size yani ve takıma nasıl yardımcı oluyor?
He's good at analyzing the teams, and he's good at finding the mistakes in our team, and he helped us a lot in finding our mistakes, finding our gaps, and the communication mistakes. That's what he helped.
Okay, and then we have some questions from the on-site media. Give us 1 second.
Hi, this is a question for all the players. I'm going to assume that you all think you're going to get out of your group, but can you name the other team you expect to get out of your group each?
From my group, I would like to have SMB out because they're from Europe, of course, but time will show.
100 Thieves.
I think it's gonna be Ascent.
I think Vision Strikers.
Thank you. This will conclude this press conference. Please stand by for the third press conference, which will begin momentarily. Hello. We are joined by Crew Kesnet, Vision Strikers Lakia, and F4Q5K. Press had the option to ask questions live or submit them in absentia ahead of the event. We will begin with pre-submitted questions.
Vamos a empezar con algunas preguntas. Va a haber algunas en vivo y otras ya están preseteadas.
네, 온라인으로 질문해 주시는 기자들 위해서 먼저 진행을 시작하겠습니다.
The first question will be for Lakia. After Vision Strikers missed out on Masters Reykjavik, what is the team trying to prove now that you are here at Masters Berlin?
네, 라키아 선수께 질문 드리고 싶은데요. 그 비전 스트라이커스가 이제 마스터즈 레이키아비크를 진출을 못했는데 이번에 베를린에서는 어떤 걸 증명하고 싶으신지 궁금합니다.
저는 일단 레이캬비크 때 다른 팀 소속이었었는데 이번 베를린에서 비전 스트라이커즈로 활동하게 되었는데 이번에는 우승까지를 목표로 노리고 싶어요.
Even though I was in a different team when I was in Reykjavik, I think as a Vision Strikers player now, our goal is to win Berlin.
The next question will be from 5K from Game Elevate, Ashmir Ahmad. How does it feel to go from being called a stream team to representing the region at Masters Berlin? How big is this opportunity for you and the F4Q squad in terms of seeing where you stand against the best Valorant has to offer?
네, 5K 선수께 질문 드리겠습니다. 스트리머 팀으로 시작해서 이제 프로 선수들과 함께하는 국제 무대에 진출하셨는데요. 이렇게 세계 정상급의 선수들과 경기를 할 수 있는 게 어떤 의미를 가지고 있나요, 팀에게?
일단 커리어만 보면 저희도 크게 밀린다고 생각을 하지 않기 때문에 크게 별로 걱정하고 그러진 않고요. 뭐 저희랑 동등한 그런 샷이나 가진 선수들이라고 생각하고 있어요. 별로 떨리진 않아요.
We're not nervous or worried at all because if you look at the careers of all the players on our team, I feel that we're not behind when we're faced up against any other team, and we're pretty confident that we'll do pretty well here.
This next question is for Lakia. How good does it feel to be back on land but with an entirely different team?
네, 라키아 선수 이번에 새로운 랜 대회에 오셨는데요. 그러니까 저번과는 다른 팀으로 진출하셨는데 소감이 어떠신가요?
일단 저는 세계 대회에서 우승이라는 목표를 노리고 이 팀에 들어온 거기 때문에 새롭고 저희를 어떻게 보여줄 수 있느냐에 대한 그런 기대심으로 가득 찬 것 같아요.
I joined this team with the goal of winning an international tournament, and so I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to compete.
This next question is for Crew Kesnet from Sons of KS, Ricardo Iucamina Lopez Roque. How do you feel the level of LATAM compares to other regions?
¿Cómo sentís que puedes comparar el nivel de la TAM con el de las otras regiones?
Siento que el nivel de la TAM que nosotros representamos es como más agresivo estructurado. Es como una mezcla de los dos, pero mucho más agresivo. Eso es lo que encuentro yo.
I think that the level in LATAM it's a little bit more aggressive, and that's my feeling. It's more aggressive.
This next question is for Lakia from Game Elevate, Ashir Ahmed. How do you feel about the strength of your respective region ahead of Masters?
네, 라키아 선수 한국 지역에 대해서 뭐 이런 국제 무대에서 어느 정도 활약을 할 거라고 생각을 하시나요?
저번 레이캬비크 때 누턴이라는 팀으로 활동해 3등을 했었는데 이번 비전 스트라이커즈 라인업과 저희 팀의 실력이라면은 우승도 불가능할 건 없다고 봅니다.
Even though we finished third place in Reykjavik with Newturn, I think now that I'm with Vision Strikers and with our roster, I think it's actually really feasible for us to win this tournament.
This next question is for Kesnet from VLR.GG, Diego Santos Zacaria. Since the last time Crew competed on LAN and Reykjavik, EMEA has all new representatives, including SMB from Turkey and Gambit from Russia. How has that changed your preparation as a team going into this event?
Ya que la última vez que Crew compitió en LAN en Reykjavik, EMEA tiene nuevos representantes, incluyendo a SMB de Turquía y Gambit de RU. ¿Cómo cambia eso tu preparación de los equipos en este evento?
Yo creo que Gambit es uno de los equipos más fuertes que tiene Berlín. Muy difícil, super masivo, no los conozco tanto, pero tienen un estilo de juego muy estructurado y muy bueno, entonces es como más difícil para nosotros.
I believe that Gambit is one of the best teams in Berlin at the moment, and I don't really know SMB that well, but I think they are structured and it's going to be difficult for us.
This next question is for Lakia from Remake TTV, and it's from Manu Petito. You were part of Vision Strikers at first instance. Do you sense something different than back then? What freshness or surprises would you say the team has now?
라케 선수 처음에 발로란트 시작할 때 비전 스트라이커즈와 함께 활동했었던 걸 알고 있는데 처음에 계실 때와 지금이랑 비교를 하자면은 어떤 신선함이라든지 어떤 새로움이 있으신가요?
처음에 활동했을 당시에는 저도 발로란트를 처음에 접했었어가지고 미숙했는데 근데 다시 돌아와서도 보니 그냥 딱히 뭔가 크게 다를 건 없다라고 생각했던 것 같아요. 제 생각이랑 그냥 똑같았던 것 같아요.
It was actually surprisingly similar to when I was there initially, and when I was first there, I wasn't very familiar with the game. The game had just started, and so yeah, there were no big surprises there.
This will be the final pre-submitted question for Lakia. This is from Alan Gu in China. From New Turn to Vision Strikers, what do you feel about the difference between these two teams? How would you describe your influence after coming to VS?
네, 그 뉴턴과 비전 스트라이커즈를 비교한다면은 가장 큰 차이점이 어떤 것 같고, 그리고 이제 BS에 와서의 역할에 대해서 좀 이야기해 주실 수 있나요?
일단 뉴턴과 비전의 크게 다른 점은 선수들의 연령대와 그 높은 성장력을 가진 선수들과 그리고 여러 감독 코치 라인업에 대해서 많이 다르다고 생각을 하고요. 제가 현재 비전에서 하고 있는 역할은 솔직히 크게 정해져 있지 않고 그냥 저도 일개 플레이어처럼 활동하고 있는 것 같습니다.
The biggest difference between New Turn and VS, I think, would be the age of the players in the team. VS has a lot more young players who have potential to grow. And another difference is the depth of the coaching team at Vision Strikers. They have a lot more depth and can teach the players. As for my role at Vision Strikers, I'm just another player on the roster and I'm playing with my teammates.
We will now pivot to questions from remote media. And we will begin with Halo from Halo of Thoughts.
Hi there. So question for 5K. So with how F4Q started, it was a stream team for fun to where they are now playing in Masters. Is this a journey that he felt or anyone team felt would happen, and how far do they think that they can go?
네, 5K 선수. 처음에 스트리머 팀으로 시작하셔서 이렇게 국제 무대까지 오셨는데요. 처음에 시작할 때부터 이런 무대까지 나올 수 있을 거라고 생각을 하셨는지, 그리고 이번 대회에서는 어디까지 가실 수 있을지 궁금하네요.
일단 저희 팀은 항상 대회를 나갈 때 목표를 잡고 나가는데 처음에 팀을 만들었을 때는 VS 연승을 저희가 깨고 싶어서 만들었는데 그것도 이뤘고 그 다음에 스테이지 3 때는 베를린에 오는 걸 목표로 해서 여기 왔고 여기서는 일단 사실 우승은 잘 모르겠고요. 센티널 죽이고 싶어요.
All right. Whenever we compete in a tournament, we always set ourselves a goal. When we first started competing professionally, our goal was to topple Vision Strikers' winning streak. During stage 2, we accomplished that. And then for stage 3, our goal was to come to Berlin. Now we've accomplished that. As for our goal in Berlin, our goal is to defeat Sentinels.
The next question will be from Andres Puig from Alerta Geek Chile.
Hi, my question is for Crew Kesnet. Crew plays against the first seed of Brazil and Japan and the third seed of NA. How is the confidence level to get out of groups for you and your teammates?
¿Jugaste contra los equipos brasileros? ¿Cómo sentís que eso trabajó en tu confianza para estar preparado para jugar acá?
Yo creo que los brasileños tienen un estilo de juego muy diferente que NA, que es ir para adelante los de Brasil. NA como más estrategia, más pegue, más cosas más inteligentes, como más de mente. Entonces como que nosotros nos preparamos contra todo ese equipo y vimos que tuvimos buenos resultados, entonces estamos todos preparados mentalmente y con las habilidades para intentar ganar este máster.
I do believe that the Brazilian teams, they have a more aggressive way of playing, and the North American, they are kind of more strategic. So we were preparing for both or all of the styles of playing, and I think that we are actually well prepared, more confidence at this moment.
The next question will be from Declan from Upcomer.
Hi, yeah, this is for Kesnet. I was wondering what he thought about the level of play from his first opponent in Zeta Division and their use of a substitute for their controller or smokes position.
¿Cómo crees que es el nivel de competencia?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I was just wondering what he thought about the level of play from his first opponent in Zeta Division and their use of a substitute for their controller or smokes position.
¿Cómo pensás que es, cómo va a ser el nivel en la competencia de tu primer oponente?
La verdad es que no los conozco mucho a los Z Division, pero por llegar aquí debe ser un rival fuerte y tenemos la misma preparación como contra todos los equipos, ¿no?
I don't really know very well the Zeta Division way of playing, but I'm pretty sure that since they get into this point, they should be pretty strong, and we are preparing the same way we're preparing for all of the other teams.
We will now take a question from Alan Guy from China.
This question is for 5K. So a lot of discussion is on the group seeding. So according to some saying that a lot of people thinking that F4Q's group, which is group B, is a lot easier than VS group, which is group A. So what do you think about this?
네, 전호천 선수, 많은 사람들이 이제 그룹 B가 F4Q가 소속한 그룹이 비전 스트라이크스가 소속해 있는 그룹보다 훨씬 좀 수월하다라고 생각을 하고 있는데 이거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
두 팀 다 별로 어려워 보이진 않아서 뭐 그렇습니다.
Yeah, actually, we don't feel that the two other teams in our group are very competitive, and so we're not very, anxious.
This next question will be from Aaron Down from the Loadout.
Hello, gents. So my question is for both Lakia and 5K. Newturn's performance in Reykjavik sent a message to other regions that Korea is a top competitor in Valorant, and has subsequently brought more attention to the region. Has having more eyes on you pushed you to further improve yourselves as players and push your region to even greater heights? Thank you.
네, 일단 라키아 선수, 손호준 선수에게 두 분 다한테 여쭤보고 싶은데 라키아 선수께 먼저 여쭤보겠습니다. 아이슬란드에서의 누턴의 좋은 성적이 대한민국의 FPS, 특히 발로란트에 위상을 많이 올려줬는데 그러다 보니까 해외 팬들도 많이 시청을 했던 것 같아요. 그게 뭐 한국 신이라든지 본인들의 플레이에 어떤 영향이 있었는지 궁금합니다.
일단 한국 발로란트 시장이 크게 변화하는 건 없었고 그나마 방송을 시청하는 대중들에게 약간 한국이 FPS 그렇게 강국이 아닌 것 같다는 생각이 많은 것 같은데도 좋은 성적을 거둬서 나름 인식이 조금 바뀌었다고 생각합니다.
We actually didn't feel a huge change within the Korean market. but it was nice to be able to prove globally to the fans globally that even though Korea is traditionally not very strong in FPS games or tactical shooting games, we were still able to perform very well. And so I think it was a good opportunity for us to show the fans. 네, 손호천 선수도 동일한 질문인데 혹시 질문 다시 해드려야 될까요?
네.
네, 레이키아비크에서 누턴이 좋은 성적을 거둬서 많은 팬들의 이목이 한국 시장에 끌렸던 것 같은데 그게 뭐 본인이든 팀의 성장에 어떤 영향이 있었었나요?
그런 거는 딱히 없었고요. 근데 만약에 저희 팀이 3등에 가면 똑같은 환경이었다면 훨씬 더 한국이 발전하지 않았을까 싶습니다.
Yeah, I think there wasn't a huge change after Reykjavik, but I think had we reached third place in Iceland, it would have been a much bigger difference because of our influence in the Korean market.
This next question will be from Brandon from Run It Back.
Hi, this question is for Lakia and Kesnet, if possible. We're seeing more and more teams with players over the official 5 number, 6, 7 players on the roster. Examples of that are Vision Strikers, Crew, Crazy Raccoon, Zeta Division, all here at Berlin. What has having more than the typical 5 on the roster done for the team? Kind of what are the benefits of that?
네, 라키아 선수 최근에 많은 팀들이 5명의 로스터가 아닌 6인, 7인 로스터로 좀 팀을 보충하고 있는 것으로 보이는데요. 특히 뭐 이번 베를린에 진출한 비전이라든지 크루, 제타, 크레이지 라쿤이 다 뭐 이런 경우라고 보이는데요. 이렇게 5명보다 많은 선수들이 있는 로스터가 팀에게 어떤 영향을 가지고 오는지 뭐 장점이 있다면 어떤 장점이 있나요?
일단 다른 팀의 그 6, 7인 로스터에 대해서는 크게 잘 모르겠고요. 근데 저희 팀은 차이가 특별하게 있는 게 저희 팀의 어떤 맵에서는 감시자를 안 쓰는 대신에 예를 들면 두 명의 타격대 그리고 다른 조합 그런 것 때문에 저희 팀은 6인 로스터에 대해서 많은 긍정적인 영향을 얻고 있는 것 같아요.
All right, I'm not so sure about how other teams are operating or using their additional roster slots, but as for Vision Strikers, it's very beneficial for us because we can easily change our comps between maps, and it gives us the opportunity to a better opportunity to face up against different opponents.
Cada vez más y más equipos tienen un sexto jugador. En tu opinión, ¿cuáles son los beneficios que te trae tener un sexto jugador dentro del equipo?
En nuestro equipo el Benja nos ayuda con las tácticas, le da idea al coach, como que nos dice cosas estructuradas y nos da mucha idea, entonces yo encuentro que igual en realidad es bueno tener un sexto player.
In our team, Benja helps us about telling our coach tactics and watching the games and giving different structured opinions that are really, really useful for us. So I found that this is a great thing.
This next question will be from Aaron Down from the Loadout.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to put my hand down. That's my bad.
Thank you. We'll go to the next question. Can we go to Laturo Actistato from Gaming Coffee?
Buenas, mi pregunta es para Crew. Primero, transmitirle lo importante que es para Latinoamérica que nos están representando a nivel mundial. Y mi pregunta es la siguiente, ¿cómo se están preparando contra el resto de los equipos más allá del primer match que enfrentan? Muchas gracias.
Para mí, la verdad, es un honor representar Latinoamérica y nos estamos preparando con 6, 7 horas de entrenamiento, harto táctico, harto bot review, harta scrim y como siempre nos preparamos contra todo equipo, intentamos dejar todo en la scrim para sentir el mismo feeling que vamos a sentir en el campeonato.
We are training a lot, many hours per day, and we feel that we are leaving everything in every screen, so we don't have anything to left behind in the tournament. Indeed, we're practicing all the time.
This next question will be from Pablo Abarca from Prensa Valorant.
Mi pregunta es para Kesnit. ¿Qué piensas acerca de los cupos que tiene Latinoamérica para este Valorant Master? ¿Crees que debieron haber...
La verdad es que yo creo que deberíamos haber tenido dos grupos, o sea, dos cupos en realidad, o sea, no sé si, yo creo que en esta Master se tiene que demostrar más que nosotros necesitamos otro grupo, porque en la Master pasada, como se vio, no fue un buen resultado para nosotros, y yo creo que en esta Master tenemos que demostrar para llegar a tener otro grupo, otro cupo, perdón.
I do believe that we need in LATAM and 2 slots at least. We need more slots. So I think it's our response to show in this tournament that we deserve and we need more slots for LATAM.
This next question will be from Manu Patito from Valorant Spa.
Hi everyone, I'm going to make the question to Kesnit. I'm Chilean, so I would like to ask in Spanish. Hola Kesnit, te saludo, espero que estés muy bien y me sumo a mis compañeros latinoamericanos felicitándote por estar acá. La pregunta es si es que tú crees que en Latinoamérica tiene el potencial o el nivel para ser una de las regiones más fuertes de Valorant. ¿Qué harías tú, quizás personalmente o con ayuda de tu equipo, para potenciar aún más esta región y dejarla muy bien posicionada, mejor de lo que ya está hasta ahora? Muchas gracias.
Yo creo que Sudamérica igual puede tener, o sea, Latinoamérica puede tener un gran nivel, como por el tiempo que nosotros trabajamos. Eh, yo creo que más que trabajar, o sea, hablo por mi equipo, más que trabajar más, es como demostrarlo ahora todo el tiempo que llevamos trabajando juntos. Desde a principio de año, mi equipo que lleva trabajando y tiene un muy buen staff por detrás. Y yo creo que más que nada eso queda demostrar lo que nosotros sabemos hacer.
We've been practicing many, many hours. And I think that what we have to do now in this competence is to show that we improved and we work and that we were practicing a lot. And all the time we invest in our practices with the staff and the people that we have behind and give our best to show.
This next question will be from Diego Santos from VLR.gg.
Hey, my question is for Kesnet. I want to ask if you think the LATAM region is underdeveloped. Thank you.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah. Again, this is for Kesnet. I just want to ask if you think the LATAM region is underdeveloped.
¿Pensás que la región Latinoamérica está sin desarrollar?
No creo. La verdad es que yo encuentro que somos una súper buena región que lamentablemente, como dije en la pregunta pasada, no se demostró y pienso que en esta máster de verdad se va a demostrar el potencial que tiene la TAM.
I do not believe we are undeveloped. I think we are a great region, and I think that, as I said before, this is our chance to show that we are great for this competence.
This next question will be from Declan from Upcomer.
Hi, this is for Lakia. Zeta Division has said that they see Vision Strikers as their rival, and I was just wondering if you feel the same and what you thought about their level of play compared to the rest of the Asian region teams here at Berlin.
네, 라키아 선수 제타 디비전 같은 경우는 비전 스트라이커즈가 본인들의 라이벌이라고 생각한다고 했대요. 그래서 그거에 대해서 뭐 어떻게 생각하시고 제타 디비전의 수준이 아시아에서는 어느 정도라고 보시나요?
일단 라이벌이라고 생각했다는데 크게 딱히 뭔가 드는 생각은 솔직히 없고요. 제타 디비전의 아시아권에서의 성적은 중상위권 정도라고 생각이 됩니다.
I feel indifferent that they mentioned us as their rivals, and as for their, tier within Asia, I would say they are, high to medium high in their skill level.
This next question will be from Dustin Steiner from esports.gg.
This question is for all three of you. Any changes you guys would like to see to the VCT format next year?
네, 뭐 두 분께 모두 여쭤보고 싶은데 라케 선수께 먼저 여쭤보겠습니다. 내년부터는 좀 VCT 일정 전체적으로 VCT 일정에 대해서 뭐 변경됐으면 하는 점 있으신가요?
일정적인 부분에서는 딱히 크게 뭐가 불편하다거나 그런 생각은 없었던 것 같습니다.
I didn't feel very. I don't think there are any immediate changes that need to be made in terms of the schedule or the calendar of the VCT. 네, 손호천 선수는 특별한 의견 있으신가요?
그게 없습니다.
Yeah, I don't have any specific opinions.
¿Te gustaría estar en el VCT el año que viene?
En el Master, o sea, en el Champion.
In the Champion?
For the circuit, for the Valorant Pro Tour.
En the Valorant Pro Tour, en el Pro Tour Valorant.
No sé la verdad que es.
It is.
Okay, and this will be the final question from remote media from Alan Guy.
Hi, this is question for 5K. So I know that you are a popular streamer in South Korea, and so not only you, but also a lot of team members of F4Q are popular streamers. So what do you think that will influence you when you know that you have a lot of fans watching your stream and your match? Thank you.
네, 손호천 선수, 뭐 손호천 선수도 그렇지만 F4Q에 있는 많은 팀원들이 한국에서 굉장히 큰 스트리머이신 걸로 알고 있는데요. 이렇게 뭐 한국에서 기대하시는 팬들이 많을 것으로 보이는데 그거에 대해서 뭐 특별히 부담감이 있으시다든지 아니면 또 뭐 좀 모티베이션이 되는지 궁금하네요.
많은 분들이 응원을 해주시고 계신데 딱히 뭐 부담은 안 되고요. 빨리 너무 5명 다 경기를 하고 싶어가지고 몸이 근질근질합니다.
Right, we don't feel a lot of pressure and we're not particularly worried about our performance, but all 5 of us are very excited and are looking forward to play our first match.
We will now go to on-site media's question. Thomas, go ahead.
My question is for 5K. What are your thoughts on the format that you're going to be playing in, facing the other teams in your group extra times?
네, 손호천 선수 그 F4Q 조 같은 경우에는 더블 라운드 로빈 형식으로 뭐 두 팀을 2번씩 만나게 되는데 그거에 대해서 뭐 특별한 의견이 있으신가요?
그것도 딱히 뭐 생각은 없는데 2번씩 붙어서 더 좋은 것 같아요. 2번 다 이길 것 같아가지고.
I mean, we don't have any particular complaints, but I think it's a good opportunity because we have the chance to beat both teams twice.
And this will be the final question of this press conference.
Yeah, for each player, assuming that you all think you're going to make it out of the group, which other team in your group do you think is going to make it out?
네, 모두에게 여쭤보고 싶은데요. 라케 선수께 먼저 질문하겠습니다. 만약에 본인 팀들이 다음 단계로 진출한다는 가정하에 본인 팀 외에 다른 팀은 어떤 팀이 될 거라고 생각하시나요?
저희 팀에서는 솔직히 어센드 팀이 유력하지 않나라고 생각하고 있습니다.
For our group, I think it's most likely going to be Ascend. 손호천 선수는 어떻게 생각하시나요?
저희는 뭐 저희랑 센티널이 올라가지 않을까.
Yeah, I think it's most likely going to be us and Sentinels.
De tu grupo, suponiendo que Crew pase adelante, ¿cuál es el otro equipo que crees que va a llegar?
Yo creo que Envy.
I do believe Envy.
Thank you. This will conclude this press conference. Please stand by for the final press conference. Welcome to the Pre-Masters Berlin press conference. Today we are joined by Vivo Kid Heat, NV Victor, and 100 Thieves Steel. Press had the options to ask questions live or submit them in absentia ahead of the event. We will begin with pre-submitted questions. The first question is for Steel. 100 Thieves is the roster with the most experience when it comes to professional esports LANs. With Sentinel's dominance both in the past Masters in Iceland and online in Stage 3, will the LAN experience be enough to take their #1 spot?
I'm hoping that we can leverage the experience that we have from LANs, but keeping in mind, LAN can mean many things. So one of the things that we have experience with, or specifically not myself, but Nitro, Hiko, and Ethan, they play with big crowds of tens of thousands of people, maybe. And for this event, it's going to be, we can see them. We're in earshot of them. We can't really hear them, but we can see them. We can see the reactions. We can see when they get tilted if we are playing against another team. And I think that plays well for me. I enjoy that experience. I kind of get, I guess, unlocked to a degree by playing in that type of situation. So I think that, hopefully that is the type of experience that we need to kind of give us that edge over the other teams that are here and also over Sentinels, for example.
This next question will be to NV Victor. It's from VLR.gg, Diego Santos. How much did you guys improve after you brought Ye on?
Just from a surface level, Ye is obviously a huge upgrade in terms of firepower. But not just that, he brings his own ideas on how he wants to get his frags, how he wants to be set up. He's just really good. He's Ye. And people from outside the team don't really see this, but he's really self-sufficient. He really knows how to get his teammates to do what he needs, he knows how to get the support he needs from his teammates to get the frags that he needs to get. And he also knows how to get his entry frags and how to maneuver around enemy utility. So he's just really good.
This next question will be for 100 Thieves Steel from Game Elevate, Ashmir Ahmed. You are in the same group as Gambit, who are regarded as one of the best defensive teams in the Valorant scene. Do you feel the same? If so, why are they so good in your opinion?
I can't really talk too much about, what makes them so good or what type of kind of things we're going to do in order to combat them. Obviously, they're a really strong team and they've done really well to get to this point. And I think we've done really well to get to ourselves to this point as well. So I think without giving too much away, we're just going to have to do our best and hopefully that, our attack side, which is, I think, our stronger side, statistically speaking, I think we just have to hope that our attack is strong enough to break through the defenses.
This next question will be for NV Victor from VLR.gg, Diego Secaria Santos. With this being your first major international LAN abroad since Sydney in 2019, how does competing here compare to then or any other international tournament that you attended in your CS career?
I would say it's kind of the same, even though it's been so long. We're at a LAN, but there's no crowd. And in my opinion, the crowd is the biggest part of a LAN and what makes it so different. Yeah, the game might be played slightly different. You can hold more angles, but the crowd really gets the adrenaline going. And if people get nervous, it's the crowd that's making people nervous.
This next question is for VK Heat from VLR.gg. Being such a new squad and made up of free agents that hadn't played together before, how did it feel to win the #1 seed and prove all the doubters wrong?
Sendo que a equipa foi novamente formada e vocês entraram na competição há pouco tempo, como é que é a sensação de provar os outros errados?
Eu acredito que nossa equipe tem muito pouco tempo, mas que a gente tem grandes jogadores de de outros times e a gente se deu bem por causa disso.
I think we did really well, even though our team is new. We have a lot of really good players and we put the work in.
This next question is for Victor from Fengbao Nai Ba from China. Recently, you and your team Envy had a good performance. Could you share with us why you changed your ID? I mean, from Food changed to Victor. What's your goal about this LAN?
Sorry, what was the last part?
Why did you change your ID and what is your goal for this LAN?
I changed my idea because I didn't like it. That's it, plain and simple. As far as the Go First LAN, we're here to win it, and if it's not us, then we would really like an NA team to win because we're not trying to play the LCQ.
And this question will be for Steel. What do you expect from Havan Liberty, your first opponent?
We expect them to have some pretty good protocols and setups. I think they're, in terms of strategy, they have a lot of cool things going on. So we're going to have to make sure that we are playing our game as well as we can, make sure all of our fundamentals are in check, make sure that we're reading the situation properly. And then I think that based off our experiences and our skill level, I think we should be able to handle them decently well.
We will now pivot to questions from the remote media. We will begin with Declan from Upcomer.
Hi, yeah, this is for Steel. I was wondering what you thought about the triple initiator compositions that Havan Liberty has recently adopted on Bind and Ascent, and just triple initiator compositions in general.
I actually like the triple initiator compositions. I think that they could be really strong if done really well. I think there's a lot of different pacings that you can do. You can play slow, you can play fast, you can get a lot of information. I think that it's a very flexible type of composition, and it's something that I even had the idea of like experimenting with myself. And even on certain maps, we've shown that we do that with KO, Sky, and Sova. I think that there's obviously downsides to every composition that you can run. There's going to be holes. You're just going to have to figure out what's best for our playstyle, what's going to be our win condition, and what's going to be things that are going to be able to break us. And then you kind of just try to manage everything as you go along. This team's going to try to exploit this weakness, so we need to have an answer for that. So whether it's us or them running a 3 initiator composition, you just need to manage everything, manage the risks that you have, and do your best with it, and then play to the strengths of that composition.
We will now go to Lucas Gerardi from ESPN Esports Brazil.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, can I ask the question directly in Portuguese?
Please go ahead.
Hit, essa pergunta é para você, obviamente. Eu queria saber como que você está vendo o nível competitivo desse Masters e se você acha que vocês estão bem preparados para se apresentar.
Eu acho que esse Masters está sendo um campeonato com mais nível internacional de todas as equipes do campeonato. Acho que vai ser com mais times melhores de todas as regiões, e o campeonato com uma expectativa muito boa, e é isso.
Fechou, valeu.
So the question was if Heat feels that the team is ready to take on the championship of this level. And the answer is that, of course, this is at the highest level. Everyone is bringing their A game, but he has very great expectations and thinks they're at the same level.
This next question will be from Shay Robson from Deserto.
Hi, this question is for Steel, and I just want to know, 100 Thieves isn't considered to be the best team in North America. That would be Sentinels. I'm just wondering what's going to be different this time around coming in as the second North American seed. And if you do get matched up with Sentinels, how are you going to beat them this time around?
I think in previous matchups with Sentinels, we've definitely, there's been games or maps within a series that we've been actually blown out by them, but we've also played them really close on other maps. We've narrowly lost to them in the qualifier for Iceland, for example, by 2 13-11 losses. We've lost them in overtime, I believe, once. In this last close qualifier, we even lost them on Bind, which is, one of their stronger maps, and in recent times, one of their stronger maps and one of our weaker ones. When, a few months before that, it was one of our stronger maps and one of their weaker ones. So I think that obviously it's not like they come in and 13-5 us every time. I think that all we need to do is make sure that we convert the rounds that we're supposed to convert. Don't let them win so many clutch rounds, pistol rounds. We need to make sure that we don't have like a really bad 0-6 start to the game. I think that's pretty much the trend in every time we play them in a series, is that first map, of the series, we start 0-6 down. And then from there, it's like we're playing a comeback. And I think that if we don't do that, if we're able to start strong, take that first map, I think that's probably our best bet into securing a series against them.
This next question will be from Jessica Sharnagel from Nerd Street Gamers.
Hi, thank you. Shazam said earlier in the press conference that he thinks that there will be an EU team in the grand final. Do you think that he is right or not? And I would like to know why. And this is for Victor and Steele.
I don't think that's too far off to say. I mean, yeah, whatever. People may say NA is the best region, but it's Valorant. Anyone can win in the game. Valorant is only 13 rounds to win. You have ultimates in this game that can guarantee rounds pretty easily. So I would say that's not pretty far off to say that any EU team that's coming to Berlin or that's in Berlin now can easily be in the grand final.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what Victor said, I think that in this game, there are a lot of things that you can do that swing momentum a lot. And because there's 13 rounds that you have to get to, and then, pistol round is a big component of that. It's with all the different styles, all the different compositions that you can run, all the different types of tactics and strategies that you can run. I think that there's straight up, you can have certain matchups that are more favorable than others. So even though, Sentinels or one of the European teams might be very strong, maybe they're only strong against certain types of styles or certain types of compositions. And then there's like a rock, paper, scissors type of situation where, you're really good at, if you're rock, you're really good at smashing scissors, but, if a team comes in their paper, then you're going to lose. So I think in this game, because it's so hard to prepare against all sorts of different types of teams and teams that have different styles from different regions, and everyone's pretty good, I think that anything can happen in terms of I don't even think at Iceland we saw the best representation from Europe. I feel like the representation this time around might be slightly better. Even you also have more teams, so I think that it's definitely possible that we see a European team. Maybe there's no North American teams. Maybe it's double North American teams. Who knows? We'll see.
This next question will be from Rishab Chakladar, Sportskita.
Hello. So Riot has made some key changes to some of the agents like KJ, Raze, Breach, and Bream. So just one day before the tournament, do you think it will affect the participating teams in the Masters? And the question is for all of you.
Sorry, what? So the changes that just happened more recently, or sorry, can you repeat the second half of that question?
Yeah, sure. The question is, my question is it is just came just one day before the tournament starts. So do you think that it will affect the other teams and all of you?
Those changes aren't live currently, right?
Yeah, those changes aren't going to be used in this tournament.
The more recent changes aren't going to be in the current tournament. We're going to be using a patch line that's a little bit older and more stable. So those changes shouldn't be in effect right now.
Okay.
Sure. We will then go to Roque from Globo.
All right. My question for Stu and Victor, since they're playing Brazilian teams in their first games, I would like to know what they expect and what they know from the Brazilian scene.
I haven't taken too close of an eye on the Brazilian scene. I know kind of vaguely about the types of styles that they do and the types of compositions. So I've played against Brazilian competitors in Counter-Strike though, and I know how skilled they are in that game, and I know how passionate they are as well. So I need to make sure that when we go in, we can't let them get a momentum swing, because that's what they want. If they start pulling rounds together, then they're gonna get fired up, and they're gonna be pumping each other up, and they're gonna be playing even better. So you gotta stop them right at the start and just be like, no, not gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. When they get a good start, you can really tell, especially on LAN. Brazilian teams have a lot of energy when they play together, especially when they win huge, important swing rounds. So, I mean, we're not going to underestimate anyone. We understand that anyone can win in this game, easily, because everyone's pretty skilled. Everyone can be prepared and skilled. Yeah, there's some players that have exceptional skill, but in general, this game doesn't really have too much of a doesn't really have a high mechanical ceiling. Anyone can shoot back, and it all depends on how well the teams are playing together.
This next question will be from Wesley Pereira from the Clutch Esports.
Hi everyone, and can I ask my question in Portuguese for Hit?
Go ahead.
Ok. Hit, essa é para você, vamos lá.
Bora.
Alguns dias atrás, o Vixen tinha falado sobre o in-house, que vocês tiveram a oportunidade de jogar com outros jogadores aí da região. E saindo um pouco disso e perguntando a questão de treinos, vocês têm conseguido marcar treinos para que vocês conseguissem se preparar da melhor maneira possível para esse Masters?
Com certeza, a gente vem treinando muito aqui na Europa, desde que a gente chegou. Tivemos, acho que 6 dias de treino, mais ou menos, contra todos os times da Europa já. E é isso, acredito que a gente está saindo bem nos treinos e que a gente vai dar o nosso melhor no campeonato.
So the question was if the team has had a lot of time to practice for this championship. And he answered saying that, yes, as soon as they arrived here, they've been practicing for 6 days at least, and they have already played against all European teams.
The next question will be from Dustin Steiner from esports.gg.
Hey, this question is for Steel. Obviously, you haven't played in a major like international LAN like in CS in a long time due to your ban. What does this mean to you personally to be competing at the highest level in another game? And like, do you feel any additional pressure to like kind of cement that redemption story and like, you know, go to Worlds Champions and, you know, kind of show people that you're here and you haven't gone away?
Yeah, I'm not really doing it for other people. I'm doing it for myself. I know that I'm capable of it. So whatever I do here, obviously it feels good to play at a larger event. It's not the same without a crowd. Obviously, it's not due to any circumstances that any of us can really control. But I've played at international events before, and they're actually like so much more fun than, you know, anything. You go back home and you play online, and it's just like it's not even the same game. It's completely different. So obviously, being here, it's going to bring more, I guess, energy, more passion, more everything to me. Just like to do it, to be here, it's way more fun, it's way more engaging, and I'm just gonna do it for myself basically.
This next question will be from Diego Santos from VLR.gg.
Hey, I've got a question for Heat. So how much do you think the level of Brazil has improved since Reykjavik, and what are you bringing to show that?
Hit, como é que você acha que o nível das equipas brasileiras evoluiu desde o último campeonato em Reykjavik e o que é que vocês vão trazer para mostrar à competição?
Eu acho que como o pessoal já falou também, já vejo muito pessoal falando, que o nível que a gente está aqui no Brasil, que a gente está trazendo, na minha opinião, está sendo melhor que do passado. Eu acredito que para o Brasil ter competido na Islândia, meio que a gente deu a entender um pouco mais o jogo e ver como que funcionam as coisas aqui. E qual a última parte? Desculpa.
What was the second part of the question?
Can you repeat the second part of the question?
Yeah, what will your team bring to show that Brazil has improved?
E como é que a sua equipa vai mostrar que o Brasil melhorou? O que vão trazer à competição?
Acho que o improviso, nosso time tem muito improviso e a gente se dá muito bem nisso. Já acho que a equipe da Van, eles traz um estilo mais tático e é muito bom. São duas coisas diferentes, dois estilos diferentes. E é muito bom para o Brasil, acho que a gente vai sair bem aqui.
Speaking about his own team, he is saying that they're very good at improvising and thinking on their feet. Havan Liberty is a bit more tactical, and both have their strengths, but they're ready to show up.
The next question will be from Aaron Down, the loadout.
Yeah, so my question is for Victor. Victor, Envy brought Ye in barely a week before the Stage 3 playoffs. You know, obviously bringing in El Diablo, bit of a calculated risk. And despite that quick turnaround, the team has obviously made it to Masters. Now, you've had a little bit more time together. So I was just wondering, what kind of level do you feel the team's at right now coming into the tournament? And how do you feel you stack up against the other teams?
It's hard to gauge the level we're at without like having played any tournaments or had any results, but I mean, we can't get worse, right? So we're definitely better. Sorry, what was the second part?
Just more so, how do you feel you stack up against? Oh wait, no, that was the first part. Just the kind of level you're at, and how do you feel you stack up against the other teams at the tournament?
I think we're at a pretty similar level. Sentinels is the best team right now in NA, or sorry, not in NA, but in the world currently. And I don't think we're too far from them. So I think that's a good like way to measure how well we stack up against other teams. I don't think we're like significantly worse than any other team here.
The next question will be from Alan Guy from China.
Hi, and this question is for Steve. So, as one of the earliest players in Master Berlin, so what are the pros and cons of early in age and in pro experience?
Pro experience is obviously good for being able to get through and navigate all the things that come with, playing on a professional level, which is, sometimes you'll be traveling, sometimes you have like really long hours, sometimes you need to be accessible, as if you're an on-call doctor and you need to just be like, oh, I need to post this, I need to respond to this, I need to schedule this, whatever. So obviously having experience at that, so you're not just thrust into this brand new world of all this stuff and you're just kind of figuring it all out all at once, it definitely helps. As with regards to like performance or anything like that, the only thing is it changes your real life obligations. So when you're 20 years old, 18 years old, 16, 17 years old, you don't really have that many responsibilities. You don't really have that much going on. You can, dedicate so much time to just like sinking it into playing the game, but you don't really get that luxury anymore the older you get, especially if you want to kind of do other things with your life. So it creates a more complicated balance of how you're going to not only do the esports job, do what you need to do, and make sure that you're good enough to like continue doing it, putting in enough time, making sure that you're managing that correctly, but then managing the other aspects of your life where you're able to, have enough nutrition and have enough sleep and have enough, outside interests and hobbies and doing whatever else you need to do to have a balanced lifestyle.
We will take 5 more questions because we're running out of time. We will go with Lucas Girardi from ESPN Esports Brazil.
I'll do the question in Portuguese once again, okay? Hit, queria saber de você, mano, como que você acha que vai ser esse primeiro jogo contra a Envy? E também que você falasse um pouco do seu estilo de jogo, né? Porque aqui no Brasil, pelo menos, a gente vê você fazendo bastante uso da Operator. E eu queria saber como que você acha que esse seu estilo de jogo vai funcionar contra os times internacionais?
Aqui na Europa, a gente vem treinando muito nesse estilo de jogo como a gente fazia no Brasil. E vem dando certo nos treinos, já estamos experimentando esse estilo de jogo. E eu acredito que contra a Envy vai ser um jogão. O pessoal da Envy são muito experientes, jogadores muito bons. E no mais é isso.
So the question is how Heat feels about the first game against Envy. How is that going to work out with considering the style of this team? And the answer was that they've been practicing a lot and staying true to their own style. It's going to be an amazing game against Envy. They're all very experienced and great players, so they're going to put on a show.
We will now go with Dagger from Gfinity Esports. We're not getting any audio from you. Moving on to the next question. Let's go with Diego Santos from VLR.gg.
I forgot to remove my hand again. I'm so sorry.
Let's go with Brandon from Run It Back.
Thank you. The question is for Heat, kind of follows up on the improvement of Brazil as a region in Valorant. We're seeing 2 different teams represent here in Berlin than we did in Iceland. When it comes to the overall improvement of the region, it's clear that Brazil is diverse and quite strong when it comes to the game. In terms of motivation, are you here to represent your region and show that Brazil can hang with the rest of the world, or is it more that you personally want to show that your team is one of the best?
Em termos de motivação para este campeonato, vocês chegaram para, apesar de agora em Berlim serem dois times diferentes do que foi em Reykjavik, vocês querem mostrar na mesma qualidade do Brasil enquanto região ou mais dar provas da sua própria time?
Eu acho que a gente está aqui no campeonato para jogar o nosso jogo. Eu acredito que não importa isso, eu acho que a gente não coloca um peso atrás disso, tipo, de representar melhor que os times que vieram na Islândia e jogaram. Acho que a gente não pensa dessa forma. Eu acredito que é isso.
We're here to play the game as a team. We don't need to prove anything, and there's no weight to say that we're carrying Brazil or showing Brazil. We want to play as a team.
The next question will be from Declan from Upcomer.
Yeah, this is for Victor. I was just wondering if you had any opinions on the extended rosters that some of the Asian teams and crew are coming into the tournament with, especially since some of them are agent specialists and really quicken up the pace of their play styles, like Barca on Zeta Division, who comes in and just plays Omen or Brimstone.
I don't really have any thoughts. I mean, I don't know. They get to have 10 players and each player has their own role. It's kind of advantageous in my opinion, but in my opinion, all 5 players on a team should be able to play more than one role and at a high level too. So I don't know. They have an advantage, I guess. I don't know.
We will now pivot to questions from the on-site media. Go ahead, Thomas.
My question is for all the players, assuming that you all think you're going to make it out of your group, which is the other team that you expect to make it out of your group?
I think Gambit from our group would be the choice that most people would think. I agree with that. I think they're pretty strong, and I think obviously we're making it out.
Assumindo que passa à próxima fase, que vence esse grupo, que outro time é que acha que também vai passar?
Desculpa?
Outro time que também passará à próxima fase.
Do nosso grupo?
Sim.
Talvez a Envy.
Maybe,
ou a Crew.
maybe Envy or Crew.
I think Vivo will make it out besides us.
And then Thomas will have the final question of the press conference.
Yeah, my question is for Steel. Obviously, you come in here with a lot of experience. What have you noticed so far from being here and maybe playing with other teams in their growth that you can compare to your own growth?
We haven't had too much time in Berlin yet to practice against other teams from this event or teams from Europe in general, just because of the schedule that we've had when we've arrived with other obligations. Obviously, like when we started playing this game, I only started playing about this time last year. There's been a lot of changes in the game. Maps have been played differently. We've seen the inclusion of Icebox and Breeze. We've seen the inclusion of a whole bunch of different agents, and then agents got nerfed or buffed, and people play the agents differently. So this entire time, like every 2-3 months, there's going to be a shift in the meta where you guys, like everyone has to keep up. Everyone, you can't kind of just like slack off. So you're always innovating. You're always kind of like learning different things. You're always learning how to implement things that you see other teams doing and applying it to your own gameplay. So it's like a constant thing that's never going to stop unless Riot for some reason stops like putting game updates out, which I don't think they're going to do. I think it's like one of those things that you got to kind of keep up or you're going to fall off. And I think that's pushes every team to have to like learn and improve and keep up with everything.
Thank you. This will conclude the press conference. Thank you to the players.